Welcome to TaleLearnCode. Here there will be tales about software development, learning from each other, code to build solutions. And now your host, Chad Green.
It would help if I unmute that mic too. Well, good evening. My green screen still looks like crap tonight. Oh well. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Whether it's near the end of the day or the beginning of the day, whatever it is for you. I'm doing good. And hey, Ivan and Loka, hope you all are doing well. Yeah, I've had a busy day. Probably kind of evident in the sense that I'm an hour behind. That was just because my wife and I were just chilling a little bit, and was enjoying just hanging out with my wife for a little bit. But it has been a really busy day. So for the last 2 weeks, I've been designing a whole brand new system, and on Friday, I'm going to meet with the team that's going to develop it and show them the design that I've built for them, and on Monday, they'll start working on it. So, it's been exciting. Although, I'm still working on some little details. And actually, when I was meeting with someone else about getting some infrastructure built, I was looking at my diagram, like, oh, instead of doing this, I should have done that, right? And so I've got a little bit of work I got to do for that for tomorrow to get that ready. But yeah, it's been fun working on this. I haven't designed truly a whole new system for a while. I've designed things that were replicas of other things, or getting into new technology, but designing professionally, like that. It's been a little while, so that was fun. Just noticed my camera is off a little bit, and that's because I was presenting last night. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm still, green screen's off, but when we go to the screen share here in just a second, we'll get rid of that. Which actually, let's go ahead and get to the green screen. Still, I don't know why my lights are just not getting the right lighting tonight. Well, you don't care about wavelength. So a couple of things I did want to talk about. I wanted to promote something. So sure enough, and I'm going to look up this guy's Twitch so I do it correctly. Let's see. Oh, come on, why do I not? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. I want to make sure I did spell it correctly. Yes. So, yeah, I got it right. I was listening to Corey's, and I've shouted out Corey plenty of times, and every once in a while Corey will show up. Although I really doubt he'll show up tonight because I know he's got his two little kids with him right now. But I was listening to his stream earlier today, and I'll tell you, if you ever see him come on the stream, you definitely want to check it out. He normally streams during the day. His Fridays are my favorite days, but really anytime he streams is a really good stream. And I only got to catch, I was working the whole time, but I only got to catch about an hour of the stream today. Actually, maybe not even the whole hour. But, wow, it was a really impactful stream today. And one of the things I wanted to bring that up is, so he has a new podcast, Twilio After Hours. And, they start off with, actually, I think I can see, yeah. They started off with, a panel that he did, Black Women in Tech. And I'll tell you what, this was a really good listen, right? So I actually did listen to this today while I was walking the dog. And I actually found it very insightful, right, to hear some of the things that these, four very high-ranking people at Twilio had to say. Really interesting conversations. So, so sure enough, if you have any interest in diversity in tech, and I'm not going to shove it down your throat saying you have to, you need to be interested in diversity in tech. Although we need to work more on diversity in tech. And, like I say, I'm looking forward to this series because this was just the first podcast. And I'm looking forward to others coming down the line. So, definitely want to point out. One other thing I'll point out here real quick. And it would have been better if I was actually on the page. But tomorrow night, come on. As Meetup goes really slow for me, you know what, I just copied the link. Here we go. So tomorrow night, Harold Pilcher will be joining Louisville.net, and he will be doing a presentation on .NET 5 with a slice of pie. So I'm really looking forward to this presentation. This presentation actually came up because of him being in the stream. So be careful. Maybe he'll be presenting at some point. Hey Ryan, how's it going? But in all seriousness, I mean, I'm really looking forward to this. This should be a fun presentation. Like all Louisville.net, well, like all .NET Meetup now, Louisville.net Meetups, we will be streaming this here on Twitch. So you can either join us on Zoom or you can join us on Twitch. Whichever makes more sense for you. I will say, I finally announced, and I think I did this since I last streamed. So, here, I'll rate that a 5. I spoke at this event. Sure, sharing a purpose. Well, I was going to show up. There we go. So, April 15th, we will have a presentation from Jared Parsons, who is the developer lead for the C# compiler team, and he's going to talk about what is Microsoft doing to ensure that the C# remains to be developed, remains to be something that is good for new developers, but it's also good for existing developers. This is actually a presentation they first gave to MVPs on an NDA basis. And I listened to it and I asked if they could do this for the user group, and sure enough, we will have that April 15th. So we're really looking forward to that. And I will say, my Azure group is finally getting started back up. Hopefully by the end of this week, I will have the April meetup scheduled. I already know who it's going to be, but I'll wait till I get the final confirmation from him, just in case. But and I'm working on some other good speakers in there. And I will say with Louisville.net, I mean, I only show this week's so the March and the April scheduled. But I believe I already know who's speaking for May, and I'm just waiting for some information to get the June one on there, right? So yes, Hector. So I'm still working on those details. Now, grant you, I don't know when we're going to get back. When we're going to get back in person as far as a meetup. Probably not at least until August is my guess. And I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit later. I don't know. Still waiting to figure that one out. But I actually had a conversation with the company that sponsors our space. This dog is making my green screen noise. Hold on a second. What are you doing? But there's nothing there. Go on. Okay, it's licking my floor right where my green screen poles are. Sorry. What was I saying? Oh, so I actually met with him last week or the week before, And one of the things we talked about. Okay. The dog has left the room. One of the things we talked about was they do not have very good Wi-Fi in where we meet, and they were asking, well, what can they do? And I'm like, y'all need to improve that Wi-Fi. Now, grant you, they don't. It's not their room. It's a shared meeting room for the building. I'm like, you all have to do something about that. Or I told them, otherwise, I'm gonna have to look for another place to host it. And it has been an issue for the last couple of years, anyways, right? Because it's hard to host meetings when you need to, when most everything is showing online, right? But I've told them that I do not see going away from, I think we're going to continue doing meetings online even once we can go in person. And for a couple of reasons. One is I just don't think we're going to see people rush, to, my sense from talking to folks is they're not going to necessarily rush to, in-person meetings. I mean, there's plenty who are really looking forward to it. But the other thing is I mean, the nice part about the meetings being online right now is I'm able to get people in, to attend and to speak who wouldn't normally be able to, right? Because they live too far away. So yeah, we definitely, we are working on that. So I technically can't make that promise, but what I can say is that is my goal. We'll figure out something. Sure enough, we even talked about like getting like a Verizon or a T-Mobile or whatever, or an AT&T to maybe see if they'll sponsor the Wi-Fi, because they could bring in their they could bring in equipment. Now, grant you, part of the problem is we don't. I mean, not only is the Wi-Fi bad in that room, I mean, there's also for some reason you also don't get a good cell signal, right? I mean, so that room's just got issues. But yeah, so we're definitely working on that. All right. Oh yeah, definitely, Hector. All right, so let me fix that a little bit. I would say my fancy zones is not working right now. There we go. So I can't get it to line up correctly. So Monday night we were working on the Twitch hosting manager. I want to keep on working on this. I do want to get back to the Lego Master application. Although I will say, well, I'll talk about this in a moment. Yeah, I do want to get back to, I'll say, but I'm about to show you something else that I want to work on too. But we were working on this Monday. We spent way too long to get the ability to send a message. I mean, and the crazy part is we were working on it, and then someone joined the channel and say, oh, well, here, just do that. I'm like, yeah, well, when I do that, it doesn't work. And all of a sudden it works, right? And it was like the craziest thing. But so we do have this working. I can send messages, and the important part of sending messages, that's actually the way how you host. You send the command through there's not an API, which is actually, I thought, kind of interesting. There's just not actually an API to do hosting. Now I will say, and why I brought that up, one of the things, and while I really do want to get back to Lego Master, but I also, and I'm purposely going to open the browser up on another window or another screen for a purpose here. So I was working on, let me get to the right stuff here. Okay. I just want to make sure, because you're not supposed to show your dollar amounts coming in and so forth. I want to make sure I got to that screen. So all right. So I'm a Microsoft MVP, and one of the things that we have to do as an MVP is we have to document all our community contributions. All right. And let it be known, I don't do things in the community, like streaming. I don't do this to keep my MVP. I do this because I want to do it. But it's the same rate. I'm gonna make sure I get it recorded. So so I keep my MVP, right? So one of the things you have to do, you have to record these things, and part of that is like, okay, I streamed for this date for these hours. Here's how many people were watching it, because that's what they want to know. They want to know those kind of numbers, right? And like here, you can see. I mean, this is the live numbers, right? As of a minute ago. That's actually pretty darn cool. I didn't realize I did that. So the one thing's bad. Now, grant you also get an email, right? So when you stream, if you've never streamed before, if you just watch, when you stream, after you're done streaming, you actually do get an email. Basically has this data, although a little bit different, and definitely doesn't have all this data. And so sure enough, yesterday I put together a spreadsheet with all my numbers. So that, because by the end of March I have to submit all my contributions, so all my speak engagements, my blog articles, so many blog articles, running the user group, all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm prepping, and I'm getting all my stuff together, because heaven forbid I actually put this in throughout the year, right? That would be the smart thing. But where I was going with all this, there's some really good information in here, right? I mean, number one, stream durations, the start and end times, average viewers, max viewers, all that good stuff, right? That's some really important information, right? As anyone who has to track this information for whatever reason, this is really important. But on top of it, now grant you, like I said, I get an email with this, and I keep all those emails. What is not included in the email? There's something, unique chatters is not included in the email. But I think everything else is included in there. I also feel like something is not. But at any rate, but like if you look down here, I mean, I want to, I get charts per every 5 minutes. I can export that data. But on top of it, and this might not be, let's actually go to the last stream. But if I go to view details here, so like I get breakdowns by country, so all the countries that people visiting, the platforms. Platforms maybe not as important, but still kind of interesting. But I also get like, where are the views coming from, right? So like Monday stream, I see 34% came from followers, that's a good number, but 30% came from people just browsing the page. 11% other channels, homepage recommendations. So these are good things to know, right? Because it helps me figure out these kind of stuff. And then you get like views from channels, right? Where actually, I don't completely understand where this is coming from. But at any rate, some really good information here, right? Include sometimes the outside Twitch. I don't know what the magic number is, but you have to have a certain number before it'll actually display it, and it'll show, usually my numbers are, here we go. So maybe it's 20, right? So like you can see, there was 22 that came from outside. Well, like I don't know what it means by direct, because a direct doesn't sound like to me outside. But at any rate, some interesting information here, right? You know what you can't get anywhere other than on this page is this data, right? And I have asked Twitch about that. I am so glad. I'm so glad you don't see that that message just came up. Oh goodness. Hold on a second. Let me close Teams. But I'm gonna also make sure I don't accidentally show that message that just came up. Quit Teams. There we go. So I'm part of a spinoff, right, at work, right, and you know, to a new company, and they're actually right now, as we speak, they're migrating all the people who moved to the new company from one domain to the other domain, and what they're doing is, you know, they're doing the migration, but then as they're doing it, some of us already had domains over there, like I already had a domain or an account on the new domain. Some of us did it, so they're creating the accounts and then they're giving you like a one-time password. And they even said that you know, they even said today, you know, they had an email like, okay, well, when we do this, because there's like 60 of us, so it's not that many for them to do. But you know, they're like, yeah, we're going to do this. You know, when we migrate your account, we're going to create a one-time password, and then we're going to send you that password in Teams. And sure enough, that was the pop-up I just got was my new password. You know, again, it's a one-time password, but thank goodness, thank goodness it wasn't. You didn't see it on the screen. But yeah. So anyway, I've talked to Twitch, right, and they have no plans of providing this through an API, you know, so far, right? I mean, and they were like, yeah, submit a request for it, right? And, yeah, but well, yeah, I'm sure that request will happen sometime soon. So I thought about this before, but I like to just get, because here's the other thing, this only goes so far back, right? It's like, you see, if I go through here, it only goes to like December, December 16th, right? I mean, at least yesterday I was able to get December 14th, right? And I got a couple days worth of data. So I don't know, I need to think of something, because there's not a good way to capture this. For some reason I can't get screen capture to work correctly. So I at least want to create a system that I can start tracking this, right? And maybe we'll do that on the stream. I don't know. We'll see. So that, just long story short, I also want to work on something like that. So, and Sean, welcome to. Of course, I've already talked to you tonight, but welcome. I hope you are having a good evening. All right. So, wish I made notes. That would have been good. Trying to think of where we were at. So I know we were able to get the message sent. Oh, I remember. What we need to do now is, because that's good, but actually the first thing we want to do when this job runs is we want to see, are we streaming, right? Are we broadcasting? The 5-second timer. Oh. So Tojo, what I'm doing there is I'm just abandoning if after 5 seconds it doesn't work. So that's the reason why I have the 5-second timer. And basically, I don't want a process to hold up. If for some reason it doesn't connect within 5 seconds, we're just gonna go on and basically not change the host. Is what it boils down to. So, especially since I'm going to run this in an Azure function, you know, I mean, Azure functions you pay for consumption, but you also pay for gigabyte seconds, which is, you know, how long it took to run and how much memory it was taking to run it. So that's part of the reason for that. Although I gotta admit, I have a crazy idea of actually making this, instead of an Azure function, making this a Windows service. But that wouldn't be, couldn't really do that as well if I want to offer this as a service. So I think I'm gonna still keep this Azure function. But all right, so we want to check to make sure that you are not you're not streaming. So I think let's go back to GitHub. Do I need anything else? I am going to keep these two tabs open because I might talk about that later on again. Okay, so I believe I need to go into API. And V5, I believe, is what I'm going to go into. And I think we go to channels. So in here, yeah, we can get a channel. It's a channel object based on a specific OAuth token. Hey there, Skull Legend. I so badly want to say Skull Island. Anyone looking forward to the King Kong versus Godzilla movie? Because that's Skull Legend had me thinking about that. Channel privilege object includes all channel objects plus email and stream key. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna get a channel. I think I believe it's March 31st. What? Oh, you would think. You would have thought this would be right up front. Why is it not? The old Godzilla is. Or old King Kong versus Godzilla. Oh, because it's Kong. Okay. Yeah, March 31st. And then, of course, this is going to be... Yeah, this is one of the Warner Brothers, so if you have HBO Max, you'll be able to watch it the day it comes out. You know, on HBO Max. So like I say, I'm looking forward to this. It's interesting. I'll say this. I'm kind of curious because the trailers are having us think that Godzilla is the bad one, King Kong is the good one. I'm kind of curious about that, right? You know, what exactly are they doing here, right? Your wife and daughter already have tickets. Well, I do too. It's called I have HBO Max, which I'm lucky since AT&T gives it. You know, I get it through AT&T. I don't even pay for it. I mean, I pay for it because I pay for AT&T. But I am looking forward to this. And I will say, I mean, the other thing I'm looking forward to, Friday. Well, there's two things to look to for Friday. I gotta admit, streaming Friday, I'm dedicated to doing it. But man, you got the Falcon and Winter Soldier coming out Friday. You know, the first episode, and then Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out Friday. All right. Fight you, intermediate tie. Yeah, but you watch it. You're not watching this. We're not watching for the plot, right? We're not watching for deep storylines, right? I mean, we're watching a prehistoric. I mean, because we're watching one of the Titans watch two Titans fight each other, right? Of course, the interesting part is in this storyline, Godzilla is much older than. Yeah, exactly. You can't alienate. Is there a way to get notified on my phone from Twitch about Twitch streams? I'm assuming that's what you're asking about. I don't know of any way. I mean, I know. No, I don't think so. Because I do have the Twitch app on my phone, but like I don't get alerts for other people's. I get alerts when mine, when I go online, right? Because it says, hey, you can monitor your channel in the Twitch app, which I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Not. But like I don't get for others who, but I get emails. I mean, I do click on the notification, so like we go to and let's just say, here, I'll purposely going to someone who's not online. I've got the notification.
Head on over.
I've got the notifications turned on like all of my channels that I follow. So I get that through the phone because I get the email. Other than that, I don't know of any way. That would be another interesting service, right? Get a push alert when you come online, or someone you follow comes online. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I don't know. Well, I'll probably what I'll end up doing is I'll probably, because I will be in the office on Friday, so probably when I get home, I'll try to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier 4 streaming. But the Snyder Cut is whatchamacallit. It's like 4 hours long or something like that. I mean, it is really long. Let's see here. Justice League, Snyder Cut, runtime. Yeah, roughly 240 minutes. I mean, that is a long time to watch a movie. So I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to get a chance to watch that. That requires some time. So, all right, I was looking at this, and what I wanted to see. Oh, you need to turn it on? Well, so that's interesting. Now you got my curiosity. So let's see here. So I've got the Twitch app. You got to do it here. Well, I don't see these. So like I say, I see this one. And notice it says smart notifications. I wonder if that's different. Well, I don't see it. I've got all these things turned on apparently. I don't see any of these. I don't see friend activity. I don't. Because if I did see all these, I'd be upset. Like, why would I want marketing and all this other stuff? Oh, this is weird. Like, why am I not getting notified with Ed? Or Mark. It's interesting, those two I didn't have turned on. Huh. All right. Well, anyway. So here's what I was looking for. Is live. That's what we want. So, all right. So we need to call. Excuse me. We need to call get channel by ID, which is an async method. And again, this is in the Twitch API. You follow hot people, yeah. And that's the thing. I don't, The method isn't async. I mean, yes, it is. Get channel by ID async. You probably saw this real quick, Scott. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Yeah, I bet you just saw this at first, because it is interesting that they, number one, why they have a region for every method. I don't know. Maybe some of these have multiple methods. All right. So anyway, we're gonna connect to the Twitch API, and then we need to whatchamacallit, get channel by ID. Okay. So again, let's look at the way how we connected to this API before. I'm going to open up Twitch Commander again real quick. What do you mean it's not async? It has it's returning a task. Unless I'm missing something there. All right. Just learned that async methods are the ones that have async after public and private. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for right here. So, we're going to, yeah, okay. Sure enough, I get, hold on, I get where Scott's getting confused. So this get channel by async method, right? It's not doing anything asynchrony, right? Because it's actually returning, because it's actually going to call this other async method, and it's just returning the task, right? But if something is going to wait it, then yeah, I have to put the async in my signature, and you'll see that here when I do that. Okay, so so in here I got my configure. So I'm also going to create a new Twitch API. We're gonna give it the client ID and the access token. All right, that's simple enough. Just checking here, make sure I'm not doing anything else with it. That's for the monitor. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, so this is pretty simple. So let's see here, where are we at? This is Twitch bot. I'm gonna go back to channel services, and let's have public async, because we're going to be calling async method. Channel is online. Or is broadcaster. Let's call it broadcaster. String channel. Okay. And then this is probably, yeah, I just don't have the namespace in there. Okay, so then we're gonna do. This is probably the only place I'm gonna use a Twitch API. But you know what? Yeah, no. This is probably the only place I'm gonna use the Twitch API, but it still would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense to bring this to have this. Because I can query anything, so I can create this elsewhere. So we're going to have a Twitch API, because there's no sense in reinitializing the Twitch API because every single time, right? So we're going to do that. We're going to go in here, Twitch API, and again, this will allow me to do dependency injection. Okay, and then I'm going to say, actually, we're already assuming we're connected to the API, and then we're going to say, we're going to call this get channel by ID. Okay, so we're going to say channel. Let's just do a var to start off with. Var channel. Oh man. Var channel details equals. Twitch API dot channels. Dot v5 dot channels dot get channel by ID. And I think that makes sense also to say channel ID. And now I can call this channel. And I need to await that. All right, and then this is going to return, goodness, as a long. And wow, that's just really long. Well, we'll just leave it as is. What is it not liking here? Oh, okay. And then we're going to say return. You know what? Actually, we could do this a little bit simpler. We could say return await Twitch API .v5 .channels .get channel by async channel ID is live. That was. What in the world? What in the world was I just looking at? Hold on a second. Go back to here. Get channel by ID async. This is going to return a channel. This is in Twitch API v5, so it's going to be models channel. Okay, so models channel. And then This is interesting. This is not... I don't know what I went to before, but I apparently went to the wrong thing. All right, well, at any rate. Oh, okay, hold on a second. Maybe this is not the one I want to look at. Let's go back to Twitch API. Let's take a look at something here. Helix. Channels. So here, again, I can do and here I'll get back, get channel information, channel information. Okay, so when I'm confused, where in the world, where is that one? Okay, which one has that is live? I really would like to have that. Because the status, I mean, we can go look up what it is, but I mean, the is live makes so much more sense, right? I wonder if it's because if I clicked on here. No, that's basically the same information, looks like. ID, created at, followers, sure, name, partner, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's basically the same thing. Here's the one I was looking at. So who is returning back Helix model search channels? That is the question. Okay, go back to Helix. Search. Search categories, search channels. And then this will turn me back a, because I believe in this, because I believe if I put it in the channel, it basically, it might return me more than one channel though, which is kind of weird. This will return me this value, which will have an array of channel, which then will return me that. Okay, so let's do it that way. So instead of Twitch API, I need to do the Helix. Do I have any code that does Helix? I do. Broadcaster online. Hold on. Let's take a look at that again. So let's see, Twitch API. There would be API models, channels, channel. Let me look at this again because I didn't see it. So we have ID, broadcaster, created at, display name, followers, broadcaster type, game, language, logo, mature, name, partner, profile banner, background, status. But even like status, I think I remember status is not what you think it is. So yeah, I think it's actually better for me to do the Helix one. Okay, where? Oh, you know what? It's the same I was already doing. Hold on a second. I'm overthinking this. Okay, go back to this one. Okay, so instead of doing that, we could do return, await, Twitch. Oh, I don't want to. No, I want to do var search results equals in the V5 streams. But I guess the question is, because that would be nice, but the question is what happens when you are not streaming? Let's take a look. Let's see what happens. Okay. So let's just do a var results equals await Twitch API v5 streams get stream. What do we want? We want. I'm only using var for the moment. I'm gonna get rid of that var. Oh, look at this. Broadcaster online. Look at this. It is, and that's, I mean, and that's not just Twitch. I mean, a lot of APIs are that way, right? There's so many different ways to do the same thing, right? All right, there we go. And you know what? I actually think I'm gonna rename this to be, well, we'll just say, no, we'll keep it that way. Does it, yeah, because it's async. Just return the task. Yeah, but at some point I have to. At some point I have to wait it. Why not wait it right here? Make it easier where I'm calling it, so I could just do is channel broadcasting. All right. Sorry. Let's just see if that's working. So, oh, let's do a couple of things. We need to go to here. And okay, I guess I maybe that's not hit F5. Yeah, exactly. Dojo. Where am I? I want here. Okay, so we need to add there, and sure enough here, we're going to need to say trying to go. Hold on a second. So here we're going to say Twitch API. There we go. Twitch API equals new. Oops. Equals new. And then we're going to say Twitch API dot settings dot client ID equals, oh, I don't have that right now. Okay, well, we'll have to get that in there. So we'll say environment get variable. Let's call this Twitch hosting manager underscore client ID, and then we'll say Twitch API dot settings dot access token equals okay. I need to actually get those in there. Those won't work just yet. Okay. So sure enough, I'm gonna and I'm not going to show this on screen because I'm not going to give up my stuff. We're going to go to Twitch. Token generator. That's right. TwitchTokenGenerator.com. And I need to give this the appropriate permission. Just do that. We'll generate our token. And at least for now, I'm just going to do this as TaleLearnCode. Because why not? All right. Here's actually where I'm going to take this off screen for a moment. Or I'm going to go to this button is what I meant to say. Because one thing I noticed the other night is environment settings want to open up in the middle of your primary screen no matter what you do. Why are you promoting some loser speaker? Yeah, so sure enough, that link no, I mean, number one, I didn't even notice the date. I just saw the TulsaDevelopers.net, and I'm like, and it's so funny. I'm like, well, at first I was like, you know, someone else did that. I actually wouldn't be offended. There's a reason why I got links turned on. But sure enough, you know, we promote Tulsa as much as possible. But sure enough, this guy named Chad Green is going to speak in Tulsa on April 8th. He's going to do something about talking about leadership principles. All right. Copy my client ID, and then I need my access token. And sure enough, right now all this stuff I'm putting into my environment settings, but I am going to actually move this into Key Vault. I just haven't. We'll do that later. All right. So now I've got those in there. I have found the only way to get these to work is actually to close Visual Studio and then reopen Visual Studio. Just waiting for Visual Studio to open up the solution. Of course, on the other window, because why not? All right. So now what I want to do is channel broadcasting. Okay, and then we're just going to do a console write line, channel services dot channel is broadcasting. And then for the channel ID, we'll first do the Lego Maestro. Let's do TLC operator. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Oh, I will make sure that I do that all lowercase. We've seen some weird problems when we don't do it all lowercase. Okay, let's just see. So we should get a false, is what should we see. That's fun. That's not what I was expecting to see. Let's see that again. Okay, so I'm passing in TLC operator. Okay, what? Okay, well that's a fun error message. So it had nothing to do with that. Wait, what? I'm not even getting into... That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, I'm in here. Now I'm confused. Let's see. Let's go back to here. So the API streams. Okay, and I'm trying to call this method. That doesn't work, does it? Because they've already weighted it. Of course, notice what it's doing. They're just calling getStreamByUser. Well, I mean, let's just... Well, hey there, Vinny from Brazil. Welcome. I think this is just a bad method. So let's do Twitch API v5 streams dot get stream by user ID async. So let's do what they're doing. All right. Oh, wait a second. I see our problem. I think I see our problem. You don't need a... You don't? That's interesting. Oh, well, that's just copied code. Well, hold on, well, why is this... Oh, this is not async anymore, that's why. No, it is async. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Okay, that wasn't my problem. Like I've always thought that configure weight thing is like one of the silliest things, anyways. All right, let's see if we do it like this. What are you talking about? Doesn't. Oh, I know what the problem is. I see. I see. Okay, yeah, that's not what the problem was. What is causing this problem here? So now it's not having a problem. Weird. Okay, I don't know. That's just weird. It's the exact same method signature before, but a moment ago I was complaining it wasn't implementing it. Maybe, yeah, delayed Roslyn. That is very well possible. Admittedly, I usually will try rebuilding. I should have done a rebuild. All right, so now let's see what happens. I'm still getting this weird error. This is not an error. Okay. System runtime compiler services async. This builder. Hey, C-Films, how's it going? I'm gonna have one of these weird "what is going on" moments. Seems to be common with this application. Your data visit's coming along? Awesome. That is great to hear. Okay, it does not like something. There's something it's just not liking when I... We're going to fill out your March Madness bracket. I have not done one. I gotta admit, I just don't feel like doing it this year. Let's see here. I don't get what's going on here. Well, I mean, I love basketball. I mean, and especially college basketball or collegiate basketball. But I don't know. It's been such a weird season. It's been hard to follow your teams. And of course, my team got snubbed. So I'm kind of like, eh. Try not awaiting that. I just want to. Okay, what am I getting? What do I have here? Okay, as to be expected, right? It's, you know, I'm getting that task back. Why is it when I await this task? No, I wasn't awaiting. I mean, that was getting me back a value. Well, yeah, but then that's not, well, let's see here. Well, see if it was, don't get me wrong, I'll be watching the tournament. But, and it really boils down to, I mean, so for years, me and a buddy have filled, and both of us feel this way. Me and a buddy have filled out the brackets, and I'm a Louisville fan. He's a Kentucky fan, and we've always filled out the brackets. And winner, you know, or loser buys lunch. Basically, what it boils down to. And it's like, you know, I mean, Kentucky was not a good team this year, and then Louisville was a good team, but had bad losses, and, you know. And got, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they got snubbed. They shouldn't have been out of the tournament. Although, with it being said, there were a couple teams that were not expected to win. All right, so Tojo, you say you tested without async and it works. Well, this is definitely not going to work. This code here. But let's try this, because I assume this is what you're doing, but I'm going to have to wait at some point. Since this is an async method, return expression must be, oh, that's because I didn't take async out. That's why. No. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I can do that, but then no, Tojo's been he was doing this the other day too. He's like writing similar code just to, you know, help me out, which has been helpful. Okay, so go back to here. But I'm going to have to wait here. So does this work?
Welcome to TaleLearnCode. How was your stream?
Hey there, six-figure dev and 4 viewers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, close the doors. Sure enough, hope you all had a great stream. We are we're having another odd night of code, just not doing exactly what we expected to do. So we're working on a Twitch hosting manager. So kind of just trying to get the way AutoHost generally works, but I'm trying to improve, when I host a team member as opposed to when I host someone in my list. And once again, kind of like Monday night, we're having like weird things, like code that should just work and reads just so simple, but then doesn't work. No, I don't need that breakpoint in there anymore. What is going on here? I have to await this thing at some point. See, now it's just going to air off there. Without doing anything. I mean... It won't go to that line. I mean, it will now because it didn't await it. And of course, I'm going to get... This is just the weirdest thing. And what I love is Tojo's getting it to work just fine. Yeah, but Sean, that's what I was doing. See, if I waited here, I won't get to this line. If I put a breakpoint here, it won't get to that line. And really, all we've done is we've just moved the problem to another method. Yeah, I agree with you, but that doesn't. But then why? Let's see here. So var Twitch equals new Twitch API. Okay. Return. Interesting enough, you are not. So I gave it settings. I wonder if that's causing problems for some crazy reason. Let's try something here. No, it's channel services. I mean, that's just passing on. You have to give it creds. Oh, okay. You just didn't give it those credentials. Or you just give that line of code, I guess. Okay. Well, it makes me think of something. All right, well, let's just see what happens. Well, let's do this. Only making it sad because it's inside of here. I won't pass that in. Do that. Okay. So, Jojo, confirm. I mean, this is essentially what you have, right? And again, I purposely left that hard code in because I just want to see it run what you did. That said, okay. Okay. So, in here, we'll do that. And again, we know it's being written over. That's interesting. I might know what the problem is now. That's not what I meant to do. I can do a discard. I might have just figured out what was going on. Oh, well, I'm returning something. I'm not looking at it. Well, at least it's a different error message. Let me try something real quick, though. You need ID, not channel name. Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. You know what the problem was? I can't believe this. When I call that method, I have to wait in there. That was what was causing the problem. Okay, so I need to give it the channel ID. And where is this one? Thank you for looking up my ID. I was going to write some other code there. Well, don't do it there. Put it right here. There we go. I can't believe it. I wasn't awaiting it above. And that was what my problem was. Oh, goodness. The simple little things. All right.
Thank you for following. Welcome to TaleLearnCode.
Hey there, you Channing. Thank you for that follow. I really do appreciate that. All right. So what I need to do then is close all of that. And I have to get the user ID, which, as everyone can see, is different than your username.
Someone owes thanks for the gifted subscriptions.
Holy crap. Wow. Thank you, Tojo. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Look at all those hype emotes going on. Awesome. Thank you so much. That is really, really awesome. Wow. Oh, the bit rate. Well, funny thing is, I think I owe Tojo a subscription after all the help he's given me the last 2 streams. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate that. Wow. Okay. That's I want to go to. Okay, again, I think if I go to channels and. Which reminds me, you don't want. This is not the one I want. there's a get channel. That's ace. That's an auth channel. I mean, I could do it that way. Update channel. I think this is where I have to go to. It's got like everything but what I'm looking for. Get channel. Because the get channel is privileged. Okay, well, that's fine. We have to go. I guess we'll go to search and search channels by async. Get that, because then if I remember right, insert in this result, I get back this, and this will be in models. So this one, and then if I'm correct, this gets me back. No, this does not give me back my ID. Yeah, it does. There it is. There's the ID. Okay. So let's see here. Let's in channel services, and I'm going to actually store that ID, right? Because the ID doesn't change. So I don't think it does. So we're going to have a public task, and I guess is there anything else I'm going to need from this? Display name would be nice. Okay. Public task. I'm just going to say object for the moment. I'm going to come back to that. Search channel. String. Channel name. And then we're going to say, let's see, var results equals Twitch API v5 search search channels. That is what I was looking at. Yeah, search channels async. And I think I can just do channel name. Sure enough, results will be Yeah, search channels. Okay, weight that. And then we're going to I'm just going to do it like this for a moment. That is a, yeah, it's a, and this isn't my final code. Again, that's going to be a that wasn't the right thing. Because I want to first just search this, and then I'll write some additional code here. Okay, I need to add this to the interface, and then let's just stay within here, and let's just say var channel equals await channel services dot search channel TaleLearnCode. Okay. Want to see if this is actually doing what I think it's supposed to be doing. Okay, so we're going to go in here. There we go. And then our results should come back. Sure enough, I get, in this result, I get one. I get the TaleLearnCode. I get that ID, which is what I need. I get the logo. That's I'm assuming that's my profile picture. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to do this a little bit different. Let's actually go back up to add channel. And no, not add channel. Okay, okay. What I'm gonna do for now is we're gonna call this instead get channel ID. I'm actually not going to keep this piece of code in here. I'm just using this to get things to work. What I'd like to do is on the onboarding process, when so when someone creates an account, we'll go grab their channel information, and we're going to store that. That way I'm having to grab it every time. Well, yeah, maybe I'm not going to do that. Maybe we are just going to do this. I don't know. Alright, so instead of returning all that, we're going to return a string. I'm just going to get the channel ID for now. let's get what I need to get things working. And then in here, okay, we're going to say if results.channels.any for each for each channel in results.channels if channel dot name equals channel name. Why did I do that? Equals channel name. Return channel dot ID. And basically, if we don't find anything, we'll return.
Thank you for following. Welcome to TaleLearnCode.
Default. Hey there, Lloyd JW. Thank you for that follow. I really appreciate that. All right, so there we go. Verify that's working. Get this breakpoint out of the way. So we're just going to say console right line channel ID and then we're going to say channel services dot get channel ID TaleLearnCode. Okay, and that should return this 431007586. Validate our, well, I'll say validate our logic, but we got something's not working right. Oh, not that one. There. Not in program. Go back to this. This should be a string. There we go. Now we should see well, I clicked it too quickly, but we're getting those errors again. Why? Channel services. I'm awaiting it right there. There we go. Stupid await commands. All right, so there, we're getting that back. All right, let's see here. We can get rid of. Well, I'm not going to get rid of that code just yet. Oh. Go back to here. Let's call this is channel broadcasting. There we go. Which is more my naming structure. I don't know why I call it channel broadcasting. So is channel broadcasting. And it, long story short, and again, like I said, eventually I'm going to have this where I don't have to look that up every single time. But what I should be able to now do is channel broadcasting. I should now be able to say console write line is channel broadcasting. Or let's do this. TaleLearnCode. And then try it one more time. Console write line. TaleLearnCode. And then we'll say await channel services. Is channel broadcasting, and then we'll say await channel services, channel services dot get channel ID, and then we say TaleLearnCode. It's like that. Okay, and then we're gonna do this again. But we'll say bricks with Chad. Bricks with Chad. All right, so we should get a true and a false. And there we go. We got a true and a false. That's exactly what we were expecting. Do one more thing, just to really validate some things here. At least I think Harold's still streaming. There we go. I just wanted to check, like someone who I definitely don't have authors, I don't have any permissions on his account. Okay, that's what I wanted to check. All right, so I'd like to check one other thing here. I'm just curious. I don't think this works. All right, because I think it has to be all lowercase. Channel ID is not valid. Okay, that's what I expected. That was just kind of validating my suspicions. So again, if I changed, oops, I change it back, run this. And there we go. Okay, cool. Took a little longer than I should have. I cannot believe I was forgetting to await the things in the right place. And that was what was causing my problems. Okay, so we've got that working now. Just think if I need anything else. I guess the next thing... I guess the only other thing we need in order for us to make this all work, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different though. Okay, what I'm going to say is to make this all work, I would need to get like the teams that the person belongs to. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's get the teams the person belongs to. And I think... Well, it was not, I believe, in the results we were just getting. So like in here, I don't think this one returns us that value. No, because this returns us straight information about the channel itself. But I think now if we go, yeah, we're in search. So I think if we search. What did we just call? That is search. Okay, so it's not in search. Oh, in channels. So here's where we'll want channels. And yeah, not that get channel by ID. Thank you, nameless coder. Get time to get refreshed. Exactly. I'll tell you what. I feel like I need a different refresher. But the bar is downstairs. That's what we'll call it. All right. Either works just fine. All right, yeah. So we're going to public async task. Again, I'm not going to return an object. I'm just going to do that for the moment. Get channel. Let's say get Twitch channel details. String channel ID. So Steve, you're thinking about setting up a Discord server? I have been meaning to do that for a while, and I just have not gotten around to it. Okay, I'm going to call this get channel by ID, which is in channels, right? Yeah. So we're going to say var results equals await Twitch API v5 channels get channel by ID. And then channel ID. And again, this will be this will be a really long. Do I prefer Discord or Twitter more? Well, I don't really see them. To be honest, I don't see them as an either or. Or because Discord is, I mean, it's closed, right? I mean, you have to be a member of that Discord server, and so and of course, not all Discords are just wide open. So whereas Twitch, of course, is Twitter, unless you have a private account, right? Yeah, yeah, sure. Same time as I was saying, unless you have, you can have a private account, but that's not really the intent of Twitter, where that is the intent of Discord, right? So, now I will say part of the reason why I have not done Discord, I mean, one, the time to set it up, I just had not taken the time, but the only other is, oh my goodness, it's something else I would have to manage, right? And I'm not so much talking about the maintaining of Discord. I'm talking about another place where I have to be active, right? And I do have a day job. I think I can actually just return that. Maybe. Am I not returning the same thing? So this is async. Must be a tech channel. Oh, okay. So I'm saying Twitter is easier than Discord? No. I mean, I was just saying that, like. So if you look right now, and I don't do a very good job of this, right? Just look at TaleLearnCode. Right, so TaleLearnCode, I have the Twitch, I have Twitter, I have Facebook, I have YouTube. Actually, I think I have Pinterest, right? But I don't, and I don't do a good job of doing.
Thank you for following. Welcome to TaleLearnCode.
I like that. Obey Sensei. I like that. I already don't do a very good job of, posting on Twitter and posting on Facebook. So, so Discord would just be another thing, and Discord's more, right? Because when you get to Discord, then then you're talking about. Maintaining, active conversations that you're not even the one generating all the conversations. But, if you're gonna, let's say, I'm also been debating what to do with Discord, right? So there's some of that too. I still want to start a Discord server, but let's just say I just started just a TaleLearnCode Discord server. And I actually been thinking about doing something a little bit bigger than just that. But then, in all honesty, it's expected. Not that I'm necessarily posting all the time, but to my mind, it's expected that I'm responding to other people's messages, and being part of that conversation. And I'll use a prime example. I have been getting more and more, I'm on more and more Discord servers. But like, for example, and I won't mention names, but, obviously big into Lego, right? I follow Lego a lot. And so like, I actually have several streamers whose Discord I'm a member of. And one of which, and it's actually the bigger of the two streamers, right? They're like never posting in their own Discord. It's really rare, and to me, that actually puts me off. Now, granted, it's a very active Discord server, right? Because again, the person, they're like any day now are going to have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? So they're getting ready to hit that next real big. The next real big, platform or milestone, right? But like I said, they're never there. But another one, right, who's a much smaller but growing very fast right now, YouTube streamer. He's on his Discord server all the time. Wow, they haven't seen a big followers for a while. Y'all want to be famous? There you go. Just click on that link and you can be famous. Where? Just a second, folks. Let me take care of that little message there. Oh, Ryan got to it right as I was going to click on the button. Ryan got to it. It's been a while since we've seen all those. All right, what is going on here? Wondering if Discord server would help you. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I think Discord is a good thing, right? And I think it's a good thing for building a. I guess. Hey, True Elect, how's it going? Did you get anywhere with the? Oh goodness. WebRTC? That's what I was trying to think of. You get anywhere? Did you were you able to look up anything with that? So C-Films, I think it all depends. I mean, are you trying to build a community? If so, Discord is a good way of doing that, right? And I think Discord does that better than Twitter does, right? Because Twitter, while it's more public and so you can get better spread, I don't see it building a community per se because people are not. I mean, you will see some responses, but you're not in a community. Facebook can do it, right? And so, I mean, I do have a Facebook account. I know you said you. I know you said you do not have a Facebook account, which I can respect that. But like, I have a Facebook account, and again, I'm a member of several Lego-related Facebook groups. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to see you. At least you kept on looking things up, True Light. So, I mean, Facebook can work, but still, I think, I do think Discord. I mean, look. Maybe I shouldn't show that because it's a members only. Yeah, I'm not going to show it. But like if I look like again, I'm not really. The AMA tag should be turned on. I just updated again just to be sure. But at least according to OBS, that tag is turned on. That's interesting. So again, I was talking about that YouTube channel that I'm a member of, and of course, remember, it's so weird because in YouTube, YouTube and Twitch are reverse, right? Well, they don't have a follower; they have members. They have members and subscribers, right? A subscriber is basically equivalent to a Twitch follower, and a member is equivalent to a Twitch subscriber. But where was I going with that? Oh, but I don't think it would hurt you at all. As long as, I mean, and again, especially someone new, right? And, because you're starting up a new community, right? I think you have to make sure you're a part of the community, and that was kind of my point. Is with everything I got going on, right? And on top of it, I mean, I'm still in the middle of launching a new channel. I mean, it's the channel's starting to pick up a little bit, but I'm still working on that. And I'm trying to get this year's conference started, right? I mean, so that's where my problem comes up. Is learning to become a good web designer hard? See, the key word you said, good web designer. So true elect, I would say this. I think it depends on what you mean by web designer, right? And here's the reason why I say that. When I see web designer, what I think of is someone who has the chops to design a good interface, right? So something that's, and pretty is not the right word for it. I have a really good friend who is a web designer, and she gets so upset when people when people hire her and they say, make my site look pretty, right? And, she's like, that's not what I do. I make your site look, I make your site effective, right, and such. But at any rate, so to become a good web developer, right? Because you didn't say developer, you said designer, right? But I'm saying these two distinctly. To be a good web developer, no, not really. It's not that hard, right? I mean, not to say that it's easy peasy, right? But it's just really learning the different syntaxes, and I mean, the hardest part is actually figuring out which frameworks you want to learn, right? To become a good designer, yes, and especially because you said a good designer, right? Because there's a lot of things you have to think about, right? You have to think about, one, does it look pretty, right? And again, like I said, my friend who hates that word, make it look pretty, but it does. It has to look pretty, right? You have to make something that someone wants to use and wants to, not like they're happy to use your application, but you don't want them to be upset to use your application, right? But along with all that, you have to think about accessibility, right? And I'll tell you what, accessibility, talk about a big ball of wax, right? That is that's a big deal to get into, and it's so important. And accessibility is not easy, right? There are simple concepts that are easy in and of itself, but to know how to correctly put that all together, and again, still make something that works, right? That's where it gets tough. Now, I say all that. I also don't mean to dissuade you, right? Because I don't mean it's not, by not saying is it easy, by saying it's hard doesn't mean that it's not doable. It just means that there is work involved, right? All right. Why am I getting an error with this? I don't actually get this. Okay, I know why. Well, no, I should still... Okay, well, you're right. I'll just do it like that. That works. So I'm going to return that channel. No. Thank you. Thank you for those questions. It's I want to get up here. I love those kind of questions. All right. There's definitely that C films. That's a whole other ball of wax, right? It's and that's what I tell people, right? People, number one, they think I'm easily getting code done, and I'm like, well, you don't know what all going in my head. But I also remind people, I've been doing this for a long time, right? So it goes with it. All right, so what am I doing? I'm going to get those details. Why was I getting this? What was my goal out of getting this? I forgot. This isn't what I wanted. I'm doing all this. That's not what I wanted. One of these... And it's here. Go back to here. I should have looked. I wrote code that is not what I want to do. Yeah, Tojo, and I know it's in one of these. I just forgot where it's at. So let's see here. It's right here. This is the method I need to call. Yeah. I'm just looking up the results. I knew I saw team somewhere, and I was thinking it was in the results. No, you have to call a separate method. And in the team models channels. Excuse me. Models channels. Oh, okay. Teams. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be here. This one, and then here. Okay, on the team, I get. Okay, I get the background image. Yeah, basically you get the same stuff you get with that. The thing I'm gonna probably care about the logo, and I'm gonna care about the display name. Okay. Well, you know, true elect. I think the big thing. I mean, one, start learning the basics, right? The CSS, the HTML, and I mean, you can start learning the basics of dev design. I mean, there's plenty of stuff on there. But then, what I would tell you is find a mentor, right? So find someone who is a web designer and who is willing to mentor, right? And you know, and grant you, I mean, that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. But once you find someone like that, because then that's where you truly will learn. All right. I actually still going to need this method, so that's okay. Task. Come on. We're gonna get this is gonna return this dot team get Twitch channel teams string channel ID. I'm assuming I'm sending you the channel ID. Yeah. Okay. So then we're going to return await Twitch API dot v5 dot channels dot get channel teams channel ID dot. Well, you know what I should do. Our teams equals, right, and that's a channel teams. Excuse me. Also, I need to see this message real quick. I'm getting a bunch of messages today. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I like it. Someone's asking me to speak at an ML group. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not your guy. I'll have to get back with them though. I think machine learning is cool, but that's up here, right? I mean, I don't know. I get lost with machine learning. Okay, so I'm gonna do this because then, I mean, this could. Let's see here. Yeah, free code camp's a really great price. Yeah, then we'll want to say if teams doesn't equal default and teams dot any return teams. Else your default. All right, Ryan, you have an awesome evening. Hope you sleep well. Thank you again for moderating. I really appreciate it. And then this actually should be returning. I don't really want to return channel teams. Let's have it return, an array of teams. There we go. All right, let's see if that method works. And again, I'm kind of just getting a bunch of code written that I'm going to be needing here. So let's see here. We're going to do a static async task. Get channel teams. Channel services. I need to actually add it to the channel services to the interface. What the convention of when a function name is capitalized? Well, you have Milkstar. You have Pascal case and you have camel case. So Pascal case, which is what you use for functions. So Pascal case is like that, and then camel case is like that, right? And normally you see this with functions, and normally you'll see this with like parameters. Parameters or variables and that type of stuff. All right. And this is pretty much what you'll see with most, I could say C-based languages. I mean, JavaScript technically is a C-based language, but generally, C#, Java, C, C++ use this kind of casing. And with it being said, it's a normal thing, right? It's not necessarily what is required. Yeah, there you go. Snake case, flat case. Oh, did I add this to the interface? I don't know if I did or not. Okay, so copy that. I did not. So there, we've got that in our interface now. Oops. Now we have an interface. Do a build to make sure the rosin's caught up. It is not. What are we in there here? Trying not to. All right, this is going to be. This is going to be. So. One, why do I have that in there anyways? I foresee a bunch of cleanup work needing to be done. All right. Which right now I'm kind of like just in the, I'm kind of like just in the, let's just get a bunch of code written that I know I'm going to need, and then we'll actually start putting it together and clean it up and all that good stuff. All right. So now in here, let's just do, var result, or var teams equals await channel services dot get Twitch channel teams, and I could actually just put in my ID, but I'll just do it that way. That way I can change some things later on if I want to. Here, that gives our teams. That should be an array of teams. Yeah. So then I'm going to say for each var teams, and then we're going to say console right line team dot, we're going to do display name. Okay. Because you can be a member of multiple teams. I want to go over here. That's where I'm going to go to. And we're going to wait. That. Let's see here. Yeah, C-films, I would agree with you. I see that a lot, right? And again, I'm not saying that TrueElect is doing that, but it is something you see quite often. It's like, okay, well, I learned this, so now I'm done, right? And you know, I mean, one of the reasons why I love software development is a lifelong learning career, right? You're always learning. I mean, trust me, I know people who aren't, right? And they've been doing the same thing for a long time, and they're being paid well and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, more power to them. But I love the fact that I get to learn every day. All right. So now we should see a simple we should see live coders, and there we go. We've got live coders. What? Hold on a second. Oh, come on. Come on, feature chat. Work for me. There we go. So I just find this one, and I only find it funny because, right? So what is Java useful to do? Well, you're asking a C# developer who's a lifelong, well, not lifelong, but who's been developing C# for the last 20 years. So nothing, but no, in all seriousness, Java is a really good language. I mean, I joke about Java a lot, but it is actually a really good language. So what is it useful to do? It is useful for your enterprise general purpose type work, right? So I mean, you can do your web applications, you can do your APIs. I mean, Java is used to write Android apps. I mean, there are other ways you can write Android apps, but the what comes out of the box is Java, right? So Java is actually a really good language. Now, with that being said, I prefer C#. Now, and again, is because I'm biased because I have been working with C# for a very long time. Although I did more, well, that's not really true. Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. I was doing Java before I was doing C#. So I guess if you want to say the span of years, not the number of years experience, because that would be falsity, but the number of years since I learned Java as compared to the number of years I learned since I learned C#, Java would actually win. But that, like I say, that would be a fallacy. But with that being said, with that, the reason why I'm not a big fan of Java is that there is a lot of keeping people up and working longer. Well, yeah. My big thing about Java is that the Microsoft approach to things. It's just simpler, right? I mean, and I grant you, things have changed since I have not written a Java application in probably. Yeah, it has too much boilerplate code. Yeah, I mean, I would just say, I'm trying to think the last time I wrote Java. I'm not reading Java right now. The current Java, I could, because we're doing. Well, I haven't asked. I'm sure he's doing Kotlin, which is just a flavor of Java. That's not really true, but it is and isn't true. But probably 5 to 7 years ago was the last time I really touched Java. But I always use an example. I grant you, this example is like a decade old, but I remember working with some Java developers and .NET developers, and we were talking about creating SOA code, and they had to go through all these steps in the Java world, right? Because they had to, in order to create their WSDL. I mean, just creating the WSDL was insane, and then to read the WSDL was insane. All the steps they had to do, and then I remember talking to the Java architect, right? Because I was a .NET architect, I was talking to the Java architect, and he was he was like, oh, so what all steps do you have to do to read in this WSDL? And I'm like, it was something like, foo.read WSDL, right? I mean, I forget the because that syntax is long gone. But I was like, it's like one line of code, and there I go. I've got the WSDL. It's imported all my methods. Whereas in Java, they had to go through all these steps, right? Now, I will say, and I'm coming back to you, Ibu, but C-Films. So Java, I don't know that for a fact, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but while Java might be losing its popularity and usage lately, if it is, it's because it's not losing to C#. And that's not a negative against C# either. It would be losing it to things like Rust and Go. Java still is the enterprise king by far, right? And C# has made some good inroads, but Java is still the king when it comes to enterprise. And I just saw you said you thought. I'm not so sure it is. I think Java is actually still, if it's not on the top, it's like right there, right? I know it's definitely top 5. So highlight and IBO, I'm just about to come to your question. Here's my biggest thing, and I've told this before. Some of it kind of depends on where you're going to try to work, right? I mean, assuming you're learning a programming language to get a job, right? You kind of need to look at the companies in your area and everything. So, like where I'm at, it's a Microsoft town, right? So like for example, I know someone who is looking right now, and he's probably gonna have to look outside of Louisville because there's just not that many jobs here, right? Because this is this part of the country for the most part is Java, right? I was gonna say the Midwest, but that's actually not completely true because like Chicago is a big. I said Java. Louisville, like a lot of the Midwest, is a Microsoft. It's heavily Microsoft. But like Chicago is heavily Java. All right, so go figure. So I think it does really depend a lot on that. And again, if you want to do Android development, well, then you want to learn Java. Well, that's not really true because I could do. There's Xamarin. There's Maui that's coming out, so I can do it with C#. All right. So this question: what is the easiest language to start and learn for the newbies? I don't know. Well, I would say this: Python. I will actually say, and especially many old-time developers will say this is not a language, but I would say HTML. All right, and the reason why I say that is because granted, you're only going to go so far with it, right? But you can quickly build up the things, and it's a good thing to learn first. All right, it's a good thing to at least understand HTML. Assuming, unless you want to go into like mobile development or into desktop development, which if you want to go to desktop development, let's talk, right? Because that's probably not the right thing to do. While I don't think we're seeing the death of desktops, which has been the statement for the media for the last 10 years, and we still see desktops all over the place. But I do see the death of the desktop app, right? Granted, here I am. I've got a major desktop app open, but this is specialized tools, right? I don't see it for everyday stuff. I see, excuse me, I see people doing stuff like HTML-based stuff or Maui, which I need to look more at Maui. What exactly? I know I'm guessing Maui's using Xamarin, or not Xamarin. Well, I know it's using Xamarin. I need to look, which means it's using XAML. Oh, excuse me. You do not think Java is a good first language? Well, so here's the thing. But you're saying that because you know other languages, right? I don't. Java can actually be a good language. C# can be a good language. I would say here's real. I mean, again, I think having a good understanding of at least an understanding of HTML is good. Is a good primer. But then aside from that, I would say something like C#, Java, really those two out of the others, out of any other language. And the reason why I say that is because one, or maybe JavaScript. Although I think JavaScript gives you a lot of bad habits. And that's why I would say, that's why I do not like it as a first language. Because of the fact that JavaScript is a dynamic language, I think it gives you bad habits, and I think it makes it very. What I have seen is it at least seems to me that people have a harder time when they learn JavaScript first and then go to learn C# or learn Java or what have you, where we have a more structured language. Yeah. Well, so the reason why I'm saying the reason why I'm saying Java or C#, and again, my preference would be C# because and there's several reasons for that. Not to include that, I make good money because I write C#. Although I don't write that much C#. Well, I do and I don't. For my day job. But they're the two languages you're going to find the most documentation on. They're the two languages that, when you're looking for jobs, you're going to find the most openings for, right? And that is part of the reason why I say that. But to Chojo's point right there, right? He's also using Python and Ruby almost daily, right? They are similar, and partially because C# was based off of Java. I mean, legally it is not, but in all reality it is. So in my mind, to answer the question, I would say either C#, or Java, right? C#, right? And I'm biased on the C# part, right? As a first language, but the important part of that, it is the first language. Python seems like not traditional. Yeah, I mean, it really boils down, and that's the other thing. I don't think there's really a bad language. I will tell you, so Code Louisville, that I work with a lot. I do remember J++. Worst thing you ever tried using? I don't remember it being bad. I mean, that was part of the whole thing. I mean, that was the irony of J++. It was better on a Windows machine than Java, right? And that's really why they got in trouble. It wasn't so much that they violated the license agreements. It's because they actually made something that compiled a whole lot faster on the Windows platform. The worst language to learn, COBOL. Right? I don't know. I mean, a language like COBOL, right? I mean, although, I say that.
Thank you for following. Welcome to TaleLearnCode.
They're Mr. Keeling. Keeling, thank you for that follow. Although I will say, actually, COBOL, you can make some good money learning COBOL. Because there's still a lot of COBOL applications out there, and oh my goodness, the existing developer staff is quickly aging, And I mean, like, if you think I'm old, I'm not. I would be a young Java, or not Java. I would be a young COBOL developer. Objective-C. Objective-C is a mess, right? I mean, well, unemployment benefits, insurance is still heavily dependent on COBOL. A lot of government systems are still dependent on COBOL. I mean, so I haven't been out of the Army since 2016. So it's been a while. Going 5 years this year. But I mean, they were having a serious issue because their youngest COBOL developer was probably at least 60. At least 60. And like I said, that was 5 years ago. Going on 6 years, right? Hence the problem, right? You got these developers who just can't retire because there's no one to replace them. So I joke with the comment of COBOL, but at the same rate, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Because those systems, they just work, but they're so big. Is an imperative functional logic OP the better first language? I don't know. I think that guidance has changed, C-Films. I think if you asked that question 10 years ago, it would have been OOP, right? But look at C#, right? C# is a mix of all four of those. It's mostly an OOP language, right? But look, every version of C# adds more functional, adds more, this and that, right? Now I will say, if you ask me that question, I would say OOP because I still find value in learning the object-oriented programming principles, even though we're not getting away from OOP, and the principles are still really important. But are they as important as they were 10 years ago? Not as much, because like I said, we've kind of changed things a lot. All right, let's see. What do I have here? Okay, so I think I have everything I'm going to need as far as base code models are concerned. I need to clean some stuff up because I've got kind of a bit of a mess. But let's see here. So we've got add, get, and remove channels, and those, of course, are channels that a person would want to follow. Yeah, no, well, Sean, I agree with you, right? And actually, I think we've had this discussion because, I think we've had this discussion because we've had it we've had this discussion with Maz. Not that I would ever throw any names around. Nor would you ever throw someone's name out. But we have had that conversation with Maz. And for those who don't, I'm talking about Maz Torgerson, who is the lead designer for C#. And he's made no bones about it. People ask why you keep on adding functional stuff into C#, and he said because it makes a lot of sense, right? And I agree with him. All right. All right. So I've got, these first three methods, those are for managing the channels you would want to host, right? Outside of channels on your team. And it could be channels that are on your team, but these are your separate lists, right? We probably, let's see here. You know what we're going to need? We're going to need a list of channel, get channels, string user ID, and then, which meant I just broke this one. Should be broken. Yeah. And I realize I should just have to go to... Wait, what did I just do? Oh, never mind. Yeah. Should be able to go here, pretty much copy this. But then to list that out. And then this equals false. Okay, because I know I'm going to need that method at some point. All right, so we've got those for maintaining your list, but also getting which one to we want to get that we want to host, right? All right, we're going to have the host channel. That's the whole purpose of this thing, is to be able to host the channel. We're going to have is channel broadcasting. Okay. And then we're going to have get channel ID. And then we're going to have get channel teams. So, sure enough, let's see here. We actually should be... We need to do a couple things. So in add channel, let's go to the implementation for that. We need, so that's, let's actually go to the channel object, and we're going to have public string channel ID. So add that in here, and then we're going to do say string. We're going to do some try block string string channel ID. May or may not. I probably have to go back and initialize that. But hold on a second. And then we're going to say channel ID equals await, which that now makes this, I have to await this thing. Await, or make it a sync, I'm sorry. It's essentially a bot. I mean, in general terms, yes, it is a bot. So basically, it's a bot to handle auto hosting. See, this is what caused all those problems. But all right, I'm gonna fix that later. Like I said, I got some cleanup. I'm looking for get channel ID. That's what I'm looking for. So await, get channel ID, channel name. Okay, and then we're gonna catch No, I don't need to catch this. Not like that, at least. I don't need to do that. Then we're going to say if, well, now I can actually just do this. And then we're going to say if string is null, your white space, channel ID, throw new exception, unable to get Twitch channel ID for channel name. Which also, which essentially means it's probably an invalid channel name, right? And then we're gonna say channel ID equals channel ID. Okay, there, we're gonna add that in there. Let's actually verify that is now working, because now we've added some more code in here. And again, I really should do like some type of unit testing. Although it really wouldn't be unit. Well, I guess I could mock out the writing to the storage. Okay, I don't have one in here for it. Fine. So let's do. Now, this now needs to be awaited. And then we're going to say you got your first round filled out? You must be either you're going really slow at it, or you're really thinking that through. I know the problem is I did not. Select that. Oh, you don't put the async in there. Oh, you got a half. Well, then you're either going really slow at it, or you are really thinking about that. Those choices. All right, then we're going to weight it. All right, so that's correct. And then we're going to have here a weight. Add channel async channel services. And in here, let's add code with Sean. Oh, I'm giving you a hard time, buddy. All right, let's see if that works. Okay, we're getting the message that we added the channel. So now if we go goodness, it went to the right account. We're going to go into Storage Explorer, Tables, look at channels. And sure enough, there's Code with Sean. It is not deleted. And why is the username? It's because at one point I had username. We changed the user ID, but it's table storage, so it'll keep those. If I delete those and recreate it, we'll create it. And then the important part is I have that channel ID, because that's what we're going to want. But I think, no, we'll just grab those. Okay, so.
Thank you for following. Welcome to TaleLearnCode.
Hey there, Edgar Novell. Welcome. Thank you so much. All right, so just going back, I'm just looking to see what other methods I need. Those are all going to be fine. Get channels, hosts, these broadcasting. Yeah, and I think, I tell you what, I think we're going to wrap it up with this, right? Because now, let me check all this in. Have all the, I don't want to say method, well, Twitch interaction methods written. They're not done, they're just written, right? So sure enough, one, before I go too quickly here, tomorrow night we'll be back on what's this browser? Harold Pilcher will be so tomorrow night. TaleLearnCode will be hosting the Louisville.net meetup. And at the meetup, we will have Harold Pilcher talking about .NET 5 with a slice of pie. So basically running .NET 5 in Linux on a Raspberry Pi. So sure enough, on that link, you can register, and you can either join us on the Zoom, right? And you can be part of the conversation, or you can come here 7 p.m. We will we'll start the stream, and then we'll host the presentation. And like I say, if you join us on Zoom, though, you actually get to be part of the conversation before and after, right? Because we actually we don't stream the whole thing. We stream the whole presentation, but like we stay on for social afterwards. So that is tomorrow night. So sure enough, Friday night, I'll be back on. Should be on at 8 o'clock. Shouldn't be late like I was tonight. Although I do have to, I got to at least watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. I won't have to at least watch, like I said, I'm not going to watch the 4-hour Snyder cut of Justice League before streaming, because I won't stream till like midnight if I watch that. But then we'll work on Friday night. So we've got these methods. Let's actually start working, even though I've been kind of going the whole, let's just get this working. I think we've got this just working. Hey, G-Bone, how's it going? But let's actually start working on, not necessarily the screens that are going to be needed, but the backend code that, to create an account, to create an account and get, and add channels and so forth. We probably won't be actually writing the actual. You've been busy. Well, hopefully a good busy. How am I doing? I'm doing wonderful. I am doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. So we'll work on that, and that shouldn't take the whole screen. But then we'll start working on getting that Azure function to work. to actually maybe I'll do that first. Yeah, I think first on Friday night we'll work on the Azure function that will actually go do this work, and then we'll start working on building. Because at that point it'll work for me, right? But then we'll start building the app that we'll need to whatchamacallit. All right, Tojo, thank you so much for the help and then for those 10 gift subs. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. All right, let's take a look at who we could raid. What is Jenny Nexus doing tonight? So she's doing some more Unity work.
All right, well, I gotta meet up with the Stack Up boys right now because we're gonna play this house. What is it?
We went to talk to McGoosman last night. What is Quality Coder doing? Let's see. Just take a look at what. Well, this looks interesting. Let's go to Quality Coder. It's actually potentially looks like something right up C-Film's alley here. Why am I having to log into Twitch on that? All right, everyone. So we're gonna go raid Quality Coder. Definitely make sure you at least stick around long enough for the raid. And again, I'm not logged in correctly. I need to fix that. I wonder if I do it over here. Raid. Yeah, here we go. I can make it work this way. All right. Again, I really do appreciate everyone joining me tonight. And like I say, hope you all have a great rest of your evening. See y'all.